A's get you. It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and talking about our top 10 shooting guards right now in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Now, before I dive into the actual top 10, I'll do a few honorable mentions for cards that are really good that didn't quite make it, okay? DeMar DeRozan, our first honorable mention here. I think the card's fine, especially if you grinded him out. I have a thing against this whole Pyramid of Power set that was just way overpriced. Second honorable mention, Jerry Sloan. He's undersized, badge-wise. He's just missing a lot. Defensively, he is really solid, but he is only 6'5", and I do prefer some other guys. Chris Mullin, again, if he had a change release, I might hype the card up, but he's got pro dribble style. Just not very great in general. Obviously, Michael Redd, but he stinks. Klay Thompson, if you want to put him at shooting guard, is okay, especially with the duo. But that's really it. I mean, a lot of my top shooting guards made the top 10, but those are just some honorable mentions that I think, you know, some people might bring up, especially down below in the comments. Now, as we dive into our number 10, if you are new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button. We've got Pink Diamond Jaylen Brown, 6'6", 6'11" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere. 95 3 ball, 95 speed, 95 lateral quickness. Now, the problem with Jaylen Brown in my team, in play now, it's the same thing. It's the fact that his release is too slow. Jaylen Brown based on normal is simply put just too slow. Now, when you look at the card, 95 is speed, 95 lateral quickness is good. 3-ball driving dunk obviously is fine. It just really boils down to the fact that for Jaylen Brown, you are looking at a card with just this slow release. Defensively, he's still going to be absolutely fantastic. If you look at his next gen badges, you're looking at Challenger, Clamps, Glove, and off-ball pass, as well as right stick ripper. And even the Hall of Fame Limitless is nice. It just comes down to that release being a little too slow for my liking. Jaylen Brown coming in here at number 10. At my number 9, we're plugging in Diamond Ron Artest, 6'7", 6'10" wingspan. Yes, I still, to this day, prefer Ron Artest to the Pink Diamond Jaylen Brown, which is kind of crazy to say, but it's valid. When you look at the defensive badges, it's a no-brainer. Ron Artest is taller than Jaylen Brown, and his defensive badges are better. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, Ty, but Jaylen Brown is Hall of Fame range. Ron Artest doesn't have it at all. And, I mean, I'll even go as far as saying this. Handling the ball, Jaylen Brown is going to be better than Ron Artest, but release-wise, Ron Artest is going to be so much better than a Jaylen Brown. So it just comes down to your preference. What do you prefer to have on the court? For me personally, I prefer to have a guy that release-wise I know is going to green every shot for me, and defensively is still going to be one of the best cards in the game. At my number 8, pretty similar to Jimmy Butler as well as Jaylen Brown, is the Pink Diamond Jimmy Butler. Now, why do I like Jimmy Butler more than Jaylen Brown? A couple of different reasons. Number 1, I like his movement a little bit more. Now, you guys might like Jaylen Brown's movement if you really like that Braun push cross. For me, I prefer Jimmy Butler's movement. I actually prefer Jimmy Butler's release as well. So I know his 3-ball might not be quite as high. I know, you know, even his shooting badges aren't quite as good. But if you get a fully badged up Jimmy Butler, I think defensively he's going to be just as good. If not, I think personally he's better. Even though he does not have the right stick ripper on Hall of Fame, I think he's better than Jaylen Brown. And just as an overall card, I struggle playing against Jimmy Butler way more than Jaylen Brown in my team. At my number 7, Diamond Kawhi Leonard, 6'7", 7'3" wingspan, hot spots from 4 out of 5 places around the arc, 89 3-ball, 90 speed, 97 lateral quickness, 90 interior, 96 perimeter. You want to talk about the best overall on-ball defender in the game? You're looking at him right here in the Diamond Kawhi. You are. I mean, I don't even think it's really that even close. This card is so elite when it comes to defending on ball. He gets plugs, he gets steals, he gets stops. There's nothing that this Kawhi Leonard card cannot do. Now, is his release the best? No. His release, I would say it's super easy to time, super easy to green. It's just not the quickest. So that's just something that you guys need to think about, you know, when you're ranking your specific shooting guards is, okay, how do I equate Kawhi's release, let's say, to Ron Artest? Well, Ron Artest, in my opinion, does have the better release. I do think Kawhi plays that little better defense. Kawhi at my number 7. We are due for a new Kawhi relatively soon. At my number 6, Pink Diamond T-Mac. When this card first came out and I used him, everybody said, Ty, you're just gassing him for no reason. No, I still really do love Pink Diamond Tracy McGrady. Now, why? I know his release is not the quickest, but it's so hard to contest. if you leave T-Mac even slightly, he leans back a little bit on that jump shot, and it's so hard to get a good contest on it. Meanwhile, he's still got the normal leaner, Bron dribble style. He's 6'8", which is one of the most underrated aspects of this card. He's so undeniably good. And again, I'm not trying to just sit here and gas Tracy McGrady. I'm not, because I don't even run him on my main account. But this card's fantastic, and if you got him, and let's say your no money spent, he can play for the foreseeable future because he's 6'8". Defensively comes with clamps. There's really no flaws. I know he doesn't get anchor, but everything else T-Mac has, this card can play at any level in my team. At my number 5, Pink Diamond MJ. It's sad to put him this low, but without the duo, I cannot put him any higher. Now, with the duo, obviously, makes things a little bit better. With the duo, he probably is a top 3 shooting guard. Without the duo, I gotta put him here at number 5. He's in my lineup. He's my shooting guard too, because I do run the dynamic duo. I run Scotty Pippen at the 3. But I think if you are looking at some of your top shooting guards by themselves, it's hard to really hype up MJ over some of the other guys. I love MJ's movement. Dribbling wise, he's absolutely fantastic. I green more heavies with MJ than anybody else in my team history. Like, I think when it's a heavy contest and it's a late closeout, I green probably 33% of the shots. I don't know if it's because 2K actually registers it as like a lightly or how it works. But I promise you, when my opponent gets a late contest and I'm shooting the ball with Michael Jordan, I green so many shots. MJ, so good defensively. I know it doesn't even look like he's got that many defensive stats, but he's the only guy right up there with Kawhi that on ball defensively beats people up at that top tier level. MJ coming in at my number 5. At my number 4, Pink Diamond Klay Thompson. And I already know everybody's like, what? Pink Diamond Klay over MJ. Now, I need you guys to hear me out. The average person is going to have more success using Klay Thompson than Michael Jordan. They are. Because MJ, you have to know how to dribble. You have to know that, obviously, his release is slow. And all he can really do is attack the rim for the average person. Klay can defend. Klay can knock down shots. Klay can move a little bit with that broad dribble style. You don't have to be super good. You do not have to be super talented to use Klay Thompson in my team. Decent fade. I feel like I green a ton with it. Release-wise, super decent. It's decent. I'm not going to sit here and hype it up. Decent. Easy to time, easy to green. Klay, in my opinion, a step above MJ at my number 4. At my number 3, Dr. J, Julius Irving. Again, we're comparing MJ without the duo to Dr. J. It's not even close. And again, I'm just being honest with you. It's close. I can't lie. But Dr. J has the advantage. Dr. J's taller. Dr. J's release is better. Sure, MJ has hotspots for everywhere. Sure, MJ badge-wise is better. But Dr. J's release is so night and day different and better than Michael Jordan's that you got to put him ahead of him. You absolutely have to. And I think, when it comes down to it, this card can do it all. He can defend primaries. He can defend secondaries. He can be your primary. He can be your secondary. This card does it all. The only thing Dr. J does not give you is limitless range. Outside of that, this card is one of the most complete cards in the entire game. If you don't really care about limitless range, which I care about it, but it's not like the be-all end-all, Dr. J is going to be the shooting guard that you might have the most success with. At my number 2, Pink Diamond Scotty Pippen. Look, if you're talking about cards without the duo, and you just have Scotty Pippen and you're running him at the shooting guard position, I think he's the second best shooting guard in the entire game. Taking him over Dr. J, I'm taking him over MJ, I'm taking him over Klay, all those cards. Starts and ends with Scotty's release. He's got, I know it's on normal timing, one of the best releases in the entire game. And somebody tweeted out the other day, it's more about the release than the actual timing. Like, Scotty Pippen on normal is better than, let's say, KD's on quick. You know what? You're probably right. But if 2K does not want to break the game yet, they got to put other releases at least on quick. Otherwise, they're literally going to be unusable. That's besides the point. Scotty Pippen on normal is still super good. 6'8", get a defensively be one of the best overall cards in the entire game. Meanwhile, he's got limitless range, blow by, speed booster. He's got enough offensively, especially with that release, to compete at that highest level. As my best shooting guard in the entire game, we do have the Pink Diamond Kobe Bean Bryant. 96 3-ball, 97 driving dunk, 93 speed, 92 ball, 95 speed, 96 lateral quickness. Hall of Fame range, clamps, glove, and right stick ripper. I don't even think it's close. Kobe Bryant is your best shooting guard in the game. Now, if you can't really move and you just want defense at the shooting guard position, maybe you like Dr. J more. Maybe you like Scottie Pippen more. But as far as overall players in my team, I still think to this day Kobe Bryant might be the best. And that's crazy because this card came out nearly a month and a half ago, man. 2K, we've got to start speeding the pacing up because, again, similar to the point guard list, some of these guards are recent. Like Dr. J is recent. Scotty and MJ are recent. Otherwise, you got Klay. New Year's, okay, a month ago. Otherwise, you got Tracy. Tracy, I guess the shooting guards is decently recent. But then you got Kawhi. Then you got Jimmy. Then you got Ron Artest. Then, I mean, you got all these cards that came out how long ago? Like nearly 2 months ago. And so that's my whole thing is eventually 2K is going to have to somewhat speed the pacing up. For me, though, Kobe Bryant, our best shooting guard in the game by a wide margin. Great release, great movement, really solid defense. Super good. Probably your best overall card in my team as it stands right now. That's going to wrap it up for our top 10 shooting guards. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.